Hey there, team teachers. I'm Eric, your learning futurist. Question for you. Did you get a notification from YouTube saying that there are some changes to the terms of service? And you're a teacher and you're afraid of this new right to monetize by YouTube and their ability now to place ads on any educational content you put on YouTube, whether you want it monetized or not? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about YouTube's right to monetize and some steps or some options you might have to protect you and your students from seeing ads on the educational content you provide. Coming out. All right. Well, if you haven't heard by now, in late last year, I believe November, and in the rest of the world, including here in Japan, in June 1st, 2021, YouTube is changing their policy. Most notably, they're coming with this right to monetize, basically meaning YouTube has the right from this point forward to place ads and monetize any content or videos on the platform that are quote unquote advertiser friendly, which goes in the purview of all of us teachers putting hundreds and hundreds of videos for our students' benefit on YouTube, not wanting to monetize them or have ads placed on them for educational purposes. So we can start possibly seeing ads. YouTube is signaling that it won't be so aggressive, at least to start on this practice. But if you're a teacher and you're worried about your students seeing ads on any of the content you put on YouTube, there are a few things that we can do to kind of sort of offset a lot of this. So if you don't know exactly what's going on with this, YouTube sent out notifications in late 2020 to the US users and YouTube channel owners to the rest of the world in May in 2021. So YouTube now has the right to monetize unmonetized content. In the past, users have monetized their videos to get a cut of the advertising revenue as the ads are placed on those. And it's kind of like a revenue sharing system up until this point for YouTube. But now YouTube wants to monetize the entire YouTube catalog of videos, and that includes the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of videos put forth by regular people, including teachers, administrators, made to be sort of like an open educational resource type thing where teachers expected not to get paid for the content they put forward and didn't want any ads placed on those. So it's unclear how YouTube intends to exploit this new change in policy. A lot of teachers feel a little bit deceived because they maybe have put hundreds of videos. I put hundreds of videos for students on YouTube, and what I thought I was putting, the terms that I'm putting them on before have now been switched, and now I have to think about actually going back and maybe doing things to my past catalog of videos so I can not have them possibly tainted or the message changed or any other complications that can be due to showing ads, especially to students. But there is luckily a few things, a few suggestions I can give to you for kind of circumventing this phenomenon, this concept. All right. So the first one is ad blockers. Ad blockers is a sticky subject. It could be considered against the terms of service of using YouTube. Of course, YouTube would not like it. If you are using ad blockers, a lot of websites on the internet are starting to use anti-ad blockers to make sure that they can get the revenue for placing ads on their websites and things like that. But there are a few ad blockers available, most notably uBlock Origin, which is one that I recommend and that the A lot of the community of Google innovators have recommended as well. It's very highly used. It has over 10 million downloads on the Chrome browser. So this is a Chrome extension. And if you're using Chromebooks, you're very much in luck because this is the default browser for Chromebooks. And so if you're a school administrator, you can have this uBlock Origin extension automatically loaded into the browsers, even remotely, if you have students working in school Chromebooks, which a lot of people in the States are using. And starting from last year, because of something called the Giga School initiative, more Chromebooks are even coming to Japan as well. So if you have students that are on managed Chromebooks, you can force install this, and ads will not be shown to those watching YouTube. It doesn't take a lot of resources on the Chromebook, so this is a popular option for kind of administrators of Chromebooks in schools. Now, this is maybe a controversial topic because the signal this may send to your students is mixed, right? The ethics of blocking ads, going against the terms of service, right? And you want your students to follow terms of service that you put for your using the Chromebooks in the first place. So some teachers may disagree with this option, but it is definitely one out there, and especially useful for those managing Chromebooks in schools. Okay. All right. So let's look at maybe another option. Maybe if blocking the ads isn't in your realm of possibilities, because you actually have to help students actually download and install them if you're not managing those systems anyway. So next option for you is to embed those videos in something that will turn the ads off. The easiest thing I can think of for this, there are many situations when you insert a YouTube video into something else, the ads will not show. PowerPoint and Google Slides are definitely in that circle of things you can embed things and the ads will not show. For a lot of teachers, showing your videos through Google Sites. So just instead of, if you already have a catalog of YouTube videos, just take those YouTube videos and embed them into a Google site, take that link to that slide and send that to your students instead, and they will not be shown those ads on those videos. That's an extra step you have to go through, but probably the most preferred and easiest, especially those using Google Classroom or Google Workspaces for your institution. You can also embed it into a PowerPoint presentation and show it as well, and the ads will not show. There's a couple of other places you can embed videos outside of slides. One thing is my own augmented reality application, so you can actually put YouTube videos in physical locations using augmented reality, and much like embedding into slides, the ads will not show when you use this application and embed those videos on everyday objects. If you want to learn more about that, I'll put these links down in the description as well. Okay, so embed. All right, last option for us, and that is just to save it in Google Drive. So instead of uploading your video to YouTube and making it publicly available where now ads can be placed on it, you will now then upload it to your Google Drive and share that Google Drive link with your students. Now, if you're an institution using Google products for your institution, that you probably have plenty of space. You might need to get more. You can put it on a drive or maybe even a team drive so it can be shared. You might need to worry about access to within and in and out of your domain. So a lot of Google administrators close off their domain. So if you're working in a school where you cannot share Google Drive assets outside of people that cannot log into your school account, this may be an issue. But it just starts to kind of emphasize that if you are a teacher and you do not want ads being shown to your students and you want to place your video content in a semi-public location, you might start needing to have a team drive for your school and placing that video content somewhere, excuse me, where you can control it more thoroughly by yourself and make sure those ads aren't shown on top of it. Another downside to doing this, of course, YouTube is probably one of the reasons why they're so popular is because they have a asset and hosting shifting kind of service where they'll put your video in a edge server or in a server farm somewhere in the world next to the users that are watching it most, so it'll get speed up, it'll get backed up. The speed will be slower in this case, it'll be harder to access, and maybe a login may be required. So your third option, right, to go through all those options once again, first you have your ad blockers, then you can embed it in slides or perhaps augmented reality app. And then last, you can link that video content directly using Google Drive or Dropbox or some other kind of cloud hosting service as well. All right. What do you guys think about the YouTube's right to monetize and your video content on YouTube? Love to hear your thoughts about it so we can share it and keep talking. TeamTeachers.com and also my other channels at Together Learning and my personal research channel as well. All right. Hope this was useful to you guys. Please let me know if you have any further questions and something I might be able to be assistance of you in the future. But for now, this is Eric, your learning futurist, signing off. Bye-bye now.